I'd like to use a couple C words.
It's nice to have a change of pace from the other one about right now I have to stop saying bleep.
Right now, I have to stop saying.
That one. With the new one, which Ryan is getting quicker by the moment, he's starting to really embrace this whole fun chaos thing. We didn't get what we wanted, which was a nice, tidy 60-minute game, but at least it didn't go to a shootout. And they won, and they scored a couple goals, and we'll talk about it right now on the post-game show. And Luds has a few C words he'd like to say on DLLS. This is the DLLS Stars podcast post-game show. Yes, we are live here from the DLLS Lounge Studios. Craig Ludwig, Ryan Vaughters. Anybody? Our producer, Ryan. He's here. I'm here. No Sam tonight. Sam will be back tomorrow, we believe. Believe it when you see it.
We never know.
Yeah, exactly. But the Stars win 3-2 in an overtime victory preseason over the Minnesota Wild. Tyler Seguin, the hero. We'll talk about that. Before we do, don't forget, this is Big Brothers Big Sisters month. We are celebrating a 3-year partnership between ALLCITY Network and Big Brothers Big Sisters. Make sure you do what you can. Right now, we are encouraging you to sign up to be a Big. Luds will tell you all about that in a little bit. Go to bbbs.org/allcity for further details and how you can sign up today. So, Luds, you're back home. You get to watch this one from the friendly confines of the lounge. Biggest question, how was it sitting next to the new producer for 3 periods plus?
We're getting acclimated.
I like that.
We're working through the little. He's realizing how anal I am when it comes to clips, and it's like, no, there, and he's like, here, no, go back just a little bit, no, go forward a little bit. Sounds like my wife. So we went through. We got to
find that rim shot. But
we've got a couple. We probably got about 3 or 4 things maybe put together tonight. So
I'm looking forward to it. We'll do that during our recap. Ordinarily, Luds, at this time, we'd say, what are our big storylines, our big takeaways? Because this is a preseason game, right? 2-0 is nice, but doesn't matter.
Yep.
So let's talk about some individuals, and then we'll break down the game. Anybody really stand out to you positively or negatively tonight?
Nils Lundqvist. I thought he had a good game tonight.
Better than Saturday.
Oh, for me, light years.
Why?
Looked very confident, skated with the puck. He played almost 19, 20 minutes tonight. He had a couple hits. I liked the way he moved the puck. I liked the way he got involved in the play. I think it's exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So to me, I guess the only word I could use is confidence. He played with confidence tonight. He looked clean. And of course, and I can't pick out one, but Robo, Hintz, and Rantanen. Now, we have to take into account that they only had, it's one of those kind of things. But I think that's important to have to put those guys together if that's where they're going to go with this, maybe it's even better to play against a lineup like this because, it's kind of like going and playing pickup for these guys. They're not that they're not good players. Most of them are, American League guys or whatever they may be, but you get the confidence and you find the seams, and they found the seams, especially Robo and Mikko. They started finding lanes where they could move the puck through. So they looked real good. I thought they looked sharp. Hintz looked like he was flying, and All of them had 19 or 20 minutes at least, and they looked like they were having fun out there. It's not going to stay like that, obviously, when you get against a regular
like a full NHL roster.
Yeah, full lineup. Because and the other thing is they're probably gonna have to take some bumps and bruises. If they're gonna play like that, they're gonna talk about that in between periods. They're gonna talk about before a game. I'm talking about the opponents and say, we're not letting these guys just slice us up. We're gonna make them hurt. If they're going to do that, we're going to make them pay the price for doing what they do.
Although on the plus side, you have Mikko Rantanen, who seems to be built to be able to take those hits and keep going. He, even at the end of, I think it was of regulation, he got into that little tussle where he kind of shrugged off with a hard shoulder check Vinny Hinostroza, then kind of followed through. Hinostroza was grabbing his face. The Wild started to try to get at Mikko Rantanen, which may or may not actually be a good idea, but he can handle physical stuff. That's why he's such a unicorn: size, power, and skill.
I think that gets him going too. Because he can, when he wants to play like that, he can generally win those battles. And again, and that kind of tilts the momentum when you're trying to take out or make it tough on one of their best players. And he can seem to just steamroll you. And he does what he wants in front of the net. I mean, very, very few times you find him, once he gets where he wants to be, to get pushed out of there.
We talked about a couple of young kids getting a chance tonight. Artem Schlane, Harrison Scott up front, a couple of guys that Neil Graham was familiar with from the end of last year with the Texas Stars. Cross Hannes, the Dallas local kid. Of course, we talked about Trey Taylor. Those forwards, Hannes, Schlane, Scott, any of them stand out to you?
62.
Oh, Justin Ertel.
That's who stood out to me.
Why?
I thought he played hard. He played hard. He got a little dirty here and there. So I noticed him wanting to block shots. I think get out in the PK a couple times. And it wasn't the best PK, but again, they're probably doing things a little bit different than they did. I just liked the way he worked. I noticed him a lot and usually was in dirty little areas.
He has a physical element to his game.
Well, speaking of physical, Ernie led the team in hits. He had 7 hits tonight. I mean,
that's his game too.
That's a lot of that. You don't come out of a lot of games and somebody's got 7 hits. So I thought he had to step up. I think his game, maybe he felt that, and I think he did in that in that neighborhood there. So
he's trying really hard to make an impression with this Glenn Gulutzan staff.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to give him the opportunity. I mean, if you want to play like that, and I went back and I didn't realize how many plays that he made in the first game. They were good plays.
Quite a few. Yep.
There were some things. He set some people up, and
he did.
So I can see why they would want to give him an opportunity, because and when you want to be that kind of guy, and if you're going to be dirty around the net and get some ugly goals, and you get second and third chances, and you're like a dog on a bone there, but then you can add that physical element to it. You may carve yourself out a spot here.
Yeah, going back, just sort of glancing at some of those chances from the other night, from Saturday. Obviously, Maverick Bourque was the best one of the bunch, but I thought Ernie was right there behind him as far as creating both passing and shooting, getting some chances. The hits, of course, he did it again tonight.
I shouldn't forget number 91, should I?
Probably not, because he had 9 scoring chances by my count. I mean, how he only ended up with just the game winner. Nice finish, great pass by Miro, but and we'll break that all down, but he could have had 4 or 5 goals easily tonight.
Well, and again, sometimes it's men amongst boys for some of these guys. So,
didn't you think that?
To me, it doesn't matter. I think Tyler wants to get off. Last season, he didn't start healthy.
No.
Right? And we all kind of knew that there was going to be a point.
We knew something we couldn't confirm.
Right.
And then we confirmed it when they announced surgery.
But if you didn't know that, you would have still thought Tyler looked pretty good at the beginning of the year.
He was on a point a game pace. He was scoring. That line was the best line for the Stars last year with Marchment.
He was working through something, right? And
yeah.
So, maybe the offseason did him well, and he feels good because he looked good. Again, we'll see what that all looks like when you get, into the season and things like that. But, he was there. I thought Matt Duchene early on was a little sluggish. But, again, this is his first game in 3 months or something like that. So, and, he's not 25. So.
Did Trey Taylor continue to make the same positive impression to you?
I mean, when you see a young player like that, and we actually have one. Well, we have one clip we're going to show. Trey's in it, but it really had nothing to do with him as much.
But he made an appearance.
But he's in it. But you know what? You don't notice any mistakes.
Yeah.
You see him get up the ice. His positioning is pretty good. There's a couple of times he gets a little outside of where I would rather have him be. But for the most part, he just looks like a normal player. For a young player coming in trying to make a team, and he kind of fits in.
So I had Seguin at 9 scoring chances, Mikko at 7. I had Hintz at 5. I had Robo at 5. All the guys you mentioned. You know who else had 5? Harrison Scott, the University of Maine kid. He plays, like you mentioned, Ertl playing hard with the physicality.
But he digs around.
Scott ends up near the net. It's not always
in
super
the corners,
polished, but boy, is he getting into those dirty areas.
He plays. I don't want to say he looks ugly, but he plays ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those guys that you would see in men's league, and he'd have the big baggy pants, and they're down below your knees.
They don't look like they fit.
They kind of skate bow-legged, but they're in your face the whole game, and they're doing some uncomfortable things.
Yeah. Well, I thought he had a good game. He had a glorious chance early in the second period. The Stars were down a goal, set up by Rantanen, and I thought he whiffed, but then you watch the replay, and that puck took a deflection. I think Jiricek got his stick in, and then it bounced away, but he was in and around the net a lot tonight, and that's a really good sign for a young player. Now, again, this wasn't apples-to-apples lineup. Right? Because this lineup for Minnesota was a lot like the St. Louis lineup.
The players you're talking about is kind of who they're playing against. They're same, and they look better than their players that would be.
Which is a good sign.
Exactly.
If they get a chance, if any of them gets a chance to play against the lineup that's 50% or higher NHL guys, when they play, they'll be in Minnesota on Thursday.
And they'll see a different lineup.
I think we'll see what Dallas rolled out tonight with top 2 lines and some, top pairing D and stuff. I think that's what we'll see with Minnesota on Thursday.
I do too.
Their first home game, because they were in Winnipeg over the weekend. Then they play here. Now their first home preseason game is Thursday against Dallas.
It'll be interesting to
see a lot of big boys.
Will Kaprizov be in the lineup?
Well, he's technically under contract, so I think he will be.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of the guys that played tonight will be in the lineup, though. A lot of the big boys for the Stars. But there may be a few because you can't sit everybody. All right. Luds, we only have a couple minutes left in the first segment, but let's get this recap started because Tyler Seguin was fantastic early. He just didn't score, and he hit the crossbar on the game's first shot and scoring attempt. Backhander looked like he had Cal Peterson beat. By the way, Cal Peterson got peppered tonight. Yeah. Looked pretty darn good in goal for Minnesota.
Yeah, well, here's that shot. Look at Ryan right on top of it.
On time.
Again, we can only show the still shots, but yeah, Seguin right here, and I think he knows exactly what he wants to do.
You can see the puck on the crossbar right there.
He's trying to go short side, and it's kind of working its way across and just kind of slides out the other side. But Tyler got in behind everybody there.
He had another backhander a few minutes later where Nils stepped up in the slot and fired one to Seguin.
The cross ice play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I mean. Nils I thought was good tonight.
He had his head up with the puck on his stick in those high slot danger areas. They don't need him to necessarily go flying to the net from his position, but he does have to step into those lanes a little bit.
Well, he's hard to defend because of his quickness. You know, I mean, I think especially when he has his confidence going, because he's a good puck handler, but he's not big, and so he's hard to control, and you have to get up tight to him. So he has a little space between himself and the defender, and he can make a couple little moves and make him miss just for a split second.
Well, Harrison Scott had a nice game tonight, but he did have one play where I don't know if it's all on him, but it looked like he was the guy the forward that didn't check his back shoulder as the play was going up ice. The Stars had their D kind of over on the far side, and I believe it was Hinostroza who came sort of sneaking behind him. Puck came over, he got it, he went to a deke, he actually misses it, but Scott's forced to take a penalty. That's what led to the opening power play for Minnesota, and it all stemmed because, Les, you talk about this all the time. If you're watching the puck, but you're not checking your shoulder to see what's back there, that's when guys sneak behind you.
Yeah, that's when things break down. I mean, again, it's we call it head on a swivel, and you start getting attracted to the puck, and you lose track of your lanes or your assignment, and when one guy breaks it down, then it's tough to recover.
And that's what led to the opening goal. I didn't think the Minnesota power play looked all that great. Ben Gleason had an open shot. He actually hit the right post. That was a good look. But other than that, they didn't do a whole lot. Then all of a sudden, David Jiricek scores 9:35 into the first. Did that take a deflection, do you think, on its way past Jake?
Yeah, I do. That was when Seguin and Jamie Benn were out there killing that penalty. And I didn't like the way those two guys killed, and they're both, they killed in their early days. But yeah, I thought when it got over to Jamie Benn's left side, and he shouldn't have let the puck come up to to the top, and then Tyler was playing in the slot, and Tyler got too far off to the right side of the ice, and so there was a shot lane there, and so I think it did hit. Just the way that Jake kind of reacted, I thought it looked like it hit something.
Well, we have a couple more chances in the first we'll talk about. Go right into the second because there were some more posts that were being hit. We'll talk about that and continue our recap next here on the DLLS Stars postgame show.
Well, it's a little Big Brothers, Big Sisters time. Become a Big. Mentorship reshapes futures, strengthens communities, and drives economic progress. Together, we can change the odds and build a better tomorrow. Bigs and Littles hang out a few hours a month doing normal, everyday activities like seeing a movie, doing homework, playing games, going out to eat, or just hanging out. Each Big and Little match is supported by a dedicated match support specialist who is always there to provide resources and support. Enter your zip code on the site and find your local Big Brothers Big Sisters agency in your area, and then complete the online inquiry form. Upon completion, a Big Brothers Big Sisters staff member will contact you. Go to bbbs.org/ALLCITY for more information to sign up to become a Big today.
Make it sound so easy, Luds. All right, let's talk about Monarch money. You know, sometimes you have a tough time tracking your money. Maybe it's because you didn't think about
Not if you don't have any.
Yeah, that's true. If you don't have any, that's a real problem too. But let's say maybe you went and got too much takeout. You didn't cook enough at home, or maybe you don't cook at all, and maybe it's just starting to add up, or maybe you ordered food and delivered a little too much, and that's catching you. Or maybe it's a little too easy to shop when you're sitting at your computer or on your phone hitting, oh yeah, just that'll be there in one day. I'll get that. Or, you know, concerts, entertainment, you know, a little bit of disposable stuff. All of a sudden you're like, what do I do? Well, Monarch Money is a great way to track, because not only is it a budgeting app, it's way more than just a budgeting app. It's also your complete financial command center. You can keep track of all your accounts, your investments, your goals. And so you're not just managing your money, you start building wealth. And of course, one of the things that people love is the finance tool. Join over 1 million households named by Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. Get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use the code DLLS at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code DLLS. Let's finish off this recap. It's 1-0 in the first period. How about Hintz and Rantanen having a little fun, floating a pass? I don't know if Rope was trying to play that about knee height to Mikko in the low slot, but it sure made it look easy when Rantanen bats it out of the air on goal. Peterson makes that save. Hintz had a couple of chances. Rantanen, you talked about that line, right? We've been talking so much about, is it going to be Robertson, Hintz, Rantanen? I can certainly see the pluses for that.
Yeah, and it seems like Rantanen and Robo right now are finding a little chemistry, and I think they're finding lanes that they can slide into, and they can both put the pucks. Actually, there was one tonight where it started with Rantanen. Rantanen had one of those passes over to Robo, and it just kind of hits that middle seam, and I thought Robo had a sure goal on it, and he kind of whiffs on it. Can we pull that one up, Ryan? So and it's funny because a little bit later it was just the opposite, but Rantanen's one that didn't miss, and Robo's was a nice pass. And this is the first one here. If you're watching here, and you can see that the head of Rantanen is looking at the goaltender. So it's one of these, I'm going to take that shot. The defenders all think he's going to take the shot. Now I think John Hines, as the coach of the Wild, is probably going to have a problem with the way that their third man came back into the zone, defensive zone tonight, because there was all these little lanes here. But this one gets across, Robo gets it on the tape, and it just kind of whiffs on him on this one. But then later on, it ended up being the other way around. We're jumping ahead on your
No, that's
sheet.
quite all right. Keep going.
The other way around, it ended up being Robo passing that very same lane, that very same seam in the very same spot, but it was Robo this time over to Rantanen. Rantanen doesn't make a mistake.
No, he does not.
And there were some pucks, and we should take a look at either that goal or, here it is. This is the pass that Robo makes across to Rantanen. Look at Rantanen at top of the circle. And he seemed to find that little spot over the right shoulder of Peterson that Seguin and Ben were having a hard time with tonight.
We'll show the Ben one next.
Yeah, so you can see, look at this shot right here. Shot. I mean, I don't even know what Peterson's looking at. Like, it looks like he's looking down. I don't know
It
if he thinks
does.
it's going to hit him in the shoulder or anything.
It almost looks like he's just trying to get himself big or something because he has no idea where it
Yeah,
is.
but there's that little tiny spot right up over that right shoulder. And early on in the game, it was Jamie. Well, actually, it was Tyler Seguin.
Tyler at the beginning.
Seguin had one. He was trying to put it in that same spot over Peterson's shoulder, but he couldn't squeeze it in there. And Jamie Benn had the same one. We got two of those. Yeah, this one here is Jamie's. This is the one Jamie tried
This
putting
is
in
on
there.
the power play early in the second period, the one that carried over from the end of the first.
Yeah, and Jamie ends up hitting the post or hits the elbow on this one right there.
Just clanged it.
Yeah, and then a little bit earlier, it was Tyler Seguin that did the very same thing. And that was on his backhand.
That's the one we showed him in the first period where he hit it
that
off
was
the
on his
crossbar.
backhand
Yeah.
that hit that one.
So Ben hits
hold
that
on.
one.
Speaking of Jamie Benn, how many goals does he have in his career?
yeah.
He hits 299.
Yeah, can we run that right there?
So-
and Jamie's what, a goal away from 400? Is that what it is? 300?
300 goals. Yeah.
300? I'm giving him too much credit.
You
there.
are. Yeah, I mean, he'll appreciate that.
You know Jamie's got 399 goals.
Is it
Right?
almost 400? I got it wrong way.
Well, you even looked it up, I thought.
No, I just was. Oh, I thought he was almost at 300
See,
goals.
he's going to double check it again because he thinks he's right again.
No, because he can't believe he got
Because
it
I
wrong.
knew he was sitting on 399 last year, and then
Yeah,
Bishop
he's right.
put one
He's
in the
right.
net,
Yep.
and somebody else knocked one out of it.
Yeah, it was one where we thought it was his 400th. How did I get that
Jamie
wrong?
Benn's
Okay.
1,000 games. Jamie's got to have over 300
Hi, he's
goals
almost
for
at
crying out
1,200
loud.
games. Yeah, you're right. That's right. So almost 400. So it's off by 100 goals. That's a very minuscule margin. But thank you for pulling that up and calling me out. You guys I deserve that. And then we had the Harrison Scott play, the one where Rantanen's at the left side of the crease. I was sitting next to Robert Tiffin tonight because usually it's Sam and then Robert, but Sam wasn't there tonight. And Robert goes, man, I really want Rantanen to shoot that puck because pass came down to the low left side of the crease, and he's one-on-one with Peterson. It's a great pass. If it doesn't get broken up, Harrison Scott has a dunk on the backside. Do you have any issues with Rantanen making that extra pass there?
No, because that's who he is.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just look at his stats over his career. I mean, it's
He's a
almost
passer.
Yeah, that's what he is. And so, and again, I think that Lynn tonight, and that's the one you're talking about, but there was
Scott that time.
Scott.
Yep.
There was two with Lynn tonight too,
Yes.
early on. And I thought the very first one, it was early in the game, and Rantanen, after he made that pass, and it was actually Thomas Harley had taken a shot, and Rantanen just kind of one touches it right to Lynn.
Yeah.
And the camera was kind of on Rantanen yet, and you could see he was like, really? Like, really? Like, that should have been in the net.
Right.
And
I
then
gave it to you. What do you
there
want?
was another one then that came from Robo down to Lynn on the power play, I believe it was also, and that kind of blew up on him and went into the corner. But I will give Gully credit because he stuck with him on the power play all night long, which I like because I think it'd be very easy to say, tough to play with these, 3-4 guys.
Sure.
But he stayed
And there'll
there
be
with him.
there'll be a couple different guys when Wyatt's out there or, the rest of the
Well, and that's
crew.
probably Wyatt's spot right
That is
there.
Wyatt's
I mean,
spot.
that's where we expect
Colin, one
him
of
to
the
be.
very few right shot forwards in the ice tonight. They did not have very many right-handers out there. Okay, so the second period, the first period, the shots were pretty close. It was 9-8 Minnesota. The second period, it was all Dallas. They had a 14-3 edge in scoring chances, and it was literally, Luds, one-way traffic with a couple of Minnesota ones sprinkled in. But listen to this. It was Hintz, Seguin, Rantanen, Scott, Robertson, Hintz, Lundqvist, Labushkin got one, Scott with another chance. They were really all over it. And then right at the end of the period, Tyler Pitlick, the former Star, had an open wrister, low right side. Ottinger made a nice save, but that was just one of those very high danger plays that you can't give up when you're completely dominating. But if you don't put a couple of those pucks in, that's how those can start to go back the other direction.
Yeah, that's why it's good that it's early on and it's those players getting the chances instead of the McKinnons and McCarrs and the Kucherovs and those kind of players later on down the road.
So then we go to the third period and we get the goal from Rantanen. We already showed you the clips, but Luds, it was 17 seconds into the third period. Harley to Robertson to Rantanen. And not only did
You might hear that a lot this year.
I mean, a hell of a shot, but how about the lack of time on his stick from Rantanen? Like, it wasn't like he took it, he loaded up, he was just boom, boom, gone.
He makes it look so easy.
So easy.
I mean, it's like there's a lot of players that when those kind of passes come across, you're kind of trying to cradle it and make sure it doesn't it doesn't flip up on you or bobbles a little bit. You want to kind of cradle it, settle it down. The great players like Rantanen and those guys, they'd have the confidence. They've done it so many times. He just makes it look so smooth.
Seguin and Robertson end up on the ice together. I think it's because Minnesota had another power play Again, this is right after the Stars tied it, but they don't really do much with it. And then here's Robo set free by Seguin on a breakaway. Looks like he just put it over the net, but boy, they were persistent. They looped around, they reset, they go to the net again. This time, Robertson whacks about, what, 4 or 5 times?
I counted
Finally
5.
goes in?
I counted 5. And the first one was the first shot, the initial shot. He tries to grab the rebound. But I think Robo, on the first one you're talking about, that
on the
missed,
breakaway.
It missed just below the crossbar on the right-hand goaltender's
Boy, we've
left-hand
seen him
side.
score that a lot.
And especially in the shootouts.
Yeah.
That's the move I thought he was going with.
Yep.
Because he comes in kind of slow, and he waits for the goalies. Because now I think the goalies think he's either going there or he's going 5-hole. And he kind of waits. And when he sees him drop a little bit, then he goes up there. And that's when he missed it. But somehow it comes back, and then he gets a whack at it, and then he's standing actually behind the net. His legs are behind the goal line, and he takes 4 other whacks at it, and it looked like he must have seen the puck laying there the whole time. All of a sudden, he just takes a stick in and just kind of taps it in the net. So, yeah, I think the goaltender felt like it was, because I didn't know. I thought they were going to review it, but there was something going on in the glass or something like that.
Boy, it was a long delay.
Yeah.
They had to replace a pane of the plexiglass, and which, of course, another delightful thing for preseason is
just what
that
we need
even the
right
ice
now.
crew gets a little bit of work in. After that, Luds, they get a power play, and Rantanen was set up for a one-timer over that low right circle. That's sort of his office. It's also a place where Leon Draisaitl can hit, but very few people
And
can.
he felt he should have had it.
You think?
I do.
He got a good contact, but
Yeah.
didn't hit his spot, did he?
Right. But he knew he missed it. He knew where he wanted to go with it.
Seguin had a couple of looks around the net. Again, he's just good right now. He looked, I mean, his first game, but he didn't look like he needed a whole
The
lot
guys
of
that were supposed to
preseason.
be the best players, the forwards tonight were.
Yeah,
Yeah. And again, they should have been.
they
tonight.
should have been. Cole Lind missed the net on a chance. You mentioned one in the first period. He missed one on that power play, but you said, hey, they kept putting him out there. And then they get an offensive zone face-off. It's 5-on-5, and Ben Gleason, the former Star, played just a little bit in Dallas, but mostly with the Texas Stars in his earlier part of his career, takes a face-off win and then just rips it home. And you think it took a deflection in again?
I do. I think it hit something. And it
Was it Ertl you thought it maybe hit as he went out to try to block that?
I thought it was 62 again. Sorry.
That's just an Ertl, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. I mean, and he kind of spun around at the end, and he kind of kept his head down like he knew that it hit
And from
him.
a guy that knows how to block a shot, that's
And-
not the body position you want, right?
Right. And from a guy that had gone down the wrong way a lot of times, and it hit me and went in. I know the feeling, and I know that when it hits you and you look back and you look and it's in the net, and you didn't get all of it, then you kind of know. And I just felt the way that he went down, the way he spun around, and then it was very slow getting up, and he kind of stayed there. I felt like he knew that he didn't block it the way that he wanted to. He didn't get all of it.
And goalies love it when you block shots.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they
oh, yeah.
hate it
Yeah.
when you get a piece
Of
of it
course.
and it goes in. They'd rather
They
you
never
not,
thank you for all the times you actually save a goal.
Right.
But then you get the stare down when one goes in off you.
They would rather you miss that
Yeah.
than get part of it.
Yeah.
Either block it all or
That's
none.
what happens is eventually if those goes in too much, but you can block all you want. And if one or two of those go in, the third one goes in, say, just
Yeah,
I
leave
can
it.
see it. Just leave it. And like, okay, I'll just leave it. And then you'll get, it'll be a couple weeks later and like, hey, are you going to lay down for that one there? Next one?
I
No,
love it.
That's just the way it works.
So it's 2-2. Robertson had a drive-by redirection. I think that might have been another Nils Lundqvist setup pass where he's kind of floating down. He missed the net, but it was high slot at an angle, and he's just trying to redirect it.
I think that was Nils.
And then, he missed the entire second period due to injury, but Cross Hannes, the Dallas kid, comes back, and he gets a setup, wide open one-timer in the slot. And did Peterson get it? Did it go over the net directly? The angle on the replay was very hard. Now,
Yeah.
just a reminder, these Victory Plus broadcasts are pretty simplistic compared to what we normally see in the regular season because they're not using all the cameras. We don't have those super slow-mos. So I don't know if we'd be able to see based on the camera shots we had.
He got credit for 3 shots from that, I believe. So
And that was a grade A chance for him.
it was. And I thought he got all of it too.
He did. Yeah.
I don't know who gave him the pass, but it was a perfect pass onto his forehand. So and from a good area.
Then
slot.
Cole Lind dropped the gloves and he fought. It was Merrick. It was Bradley Merrick who gave
Yeah, a
up.
little size advantage.
Because Merrick's a little bigger than Lind, but hey,
Yeah.
right, showing a willingness and trying to get the
Yep.
team going, that
Yep.
kind of thing. Had a couple more chances. It was Scott. Trey Taylor got a shot off that looked nice. Rantanen, Lundqvist had a one-timer from the right circle. Again, Peterson looked comfortable. It's funny for shorthand. I keep writing Petey, and I keep thinking of our buddy Steve Peters.
Oh yeah,
Petey, because I keep going. Petey made the save, and he is a goalie, but a little bit farther back there, Luds. So anyway,
North Dakota guy.
Here we go. 19-7 chances in the third period. 14-3 in the second. I mean, they were all over Minnesota, and it's a 2-2 hockey game. Give Cal Peterson some credit, but also maybe a little better finishing, and you're done with this one in 60 minutes.
Well, I would think that if you had, a few of your regulars in the lineup with those kind of opportunities,
yes,
there's other people taking a few of those shots, and I would expect a couple other ones would have gotten past them.
I want to give credit to Jake Ottinger. I don't know if the plan was always for him to play the whole game, maybe 2 periods. 11 shots on goal through 2 periods for Minnesota, so he barely got any work, and he made a fantastic save on Hinostroza on the breakaway in overtime that led to the game-winning goal the other direction.
Yep.
And look, Jake came up with that save, and it's not easy, Luds. The final shots for tonight, I just want to make sure I refresh this so this is right, was 21 for Minnesota, 37 for Dallas. He had 2 shots on goal in the second period to deal with, 9 in the third, 9 in the first, and then, of course, that one in overtime. There was another one from Jiricek, but it deflected wide. But to be able to come up with that save in overtime, that's a clutch. That's a big-time save for a big-time goalie.
You see that quite a bit, though, don't you? Save at one end and a goal at the other end. So, yeah, it's all about the timings when you make them. Not how many, it's which ones you make.
Well, then Seguin scores on that 2-on-1 with Miro. Walk us through what you saw in the end.
Well, it was a nice play by Miro. It was nice that Miro came down on his forehand side. And then he kind of went between the skates and the stick, and he made a perfect pass over to Tyler, and Tyler on his forehand. And he probably figured, one of these is going in.
He didn't even try to elevate. He just shoveled that thing in.
Well, the goaltender came out to challenge. And so I think it was, again, that's a goal scorer. He recognizes that. I can tell you this. Tyler Seguin is not staring at Heiskanen as they're coming down. He's kind of looking back and forth. And he probably, because I thought the defenseman played, or whoever, if it was a defenseman, it might have been a forward, but whoever it was, they played it fairly well right up until the last point, because now the goaltender, if you're a defenseman, the goaltender's expecting you when you get to that area of the ice, when Miro gets to where he gets, the goaltender wants to come out and challenge. And basically what you're trying to tell your defenseman, you get below the circle, the hash mark area, we're not letting any passes go across. You come out, you've got the shooter, we'll take the pass. That scenario they did, and it was a perfect pass by Miro. And Tyler knew that the goaltender was out of position. All he had to do was make sure he made contact with it and basically redirected in the middle of the net.
And there it was. Stars win again. At least it didn't go to a shootout. That was nice.
Oh, you know what? Oh, are we going to breakdown?
We are.
Because we got to show a difference tonight.
Let's do that when we come back here on DLS, the post-game show. First, we have to talk about merchandise. I should give Luds a heart attack and say, Luds merchandise, but no, he knows this is me. No. This is not the merch sale. That sale's over, but we're still talking merch because we still have it. So check out some of the merch store for DLLS. Obviously, the Stars program sells very well. Lots of Stars photos. Or that's photos. I'm watching your microphone flop over there.
The table's flopping. And it's like, is that a Seinfeld episode? Was it Kramer flipping and flopping? I'm out there. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. That was the not wearing any underwear, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah. All right. If you tried to say that to Sam, he'd think you'd be talking about him instead of Kramer. All right. So we are still doing very well as a Stars show with our Stars branded DLS merchandise. Great T-shirts. Are we
still in the lead?
Oh yeah.
See, we want to leave everybody else in the dust.
We want to leave them in the dust. We're talking the Finnish Mafia. Boy, it's great. The Otter shirt. The Moose. Moose got a goal tonight. The Otter shirt, we saw a couple of those in training camp. The Mikko finisher.
Don't forget the Jamie Benn with the shield.
Jamie Benn with the shield. See, Luds, you can do this read. You're ready for it. Anyway, check those out. If you're a diehard, you get 20% off. So that's even better. And, of course, you never know when some of those might come back on sale. Also, YouTube Supporters Club. We talked about this in the pregame show. Let's talk about it a little bit more now. I'm over here looking at T.O. with his SC badging. Obviously, we know that there's plenty of others like Harry, who is trying to start stuff early in the chat tonight, or very much enjoying you calling me out for getting Jamie Benn's goal totals off by 100. I deserve that. But you can also get those exclusive emojis in YouTube. So sign up. It's for true sicko level stuff. So you really got to want to be part of the Stars show live all the time for this to benefit you. But if you are, you get a few extra little toys to play with. It's a lot of fun, and you should do that right now. Okay, Luds, you wanted to highlight something before we get to Super Chats.
Okay, so what has been my biggest my complaint?
Which
my
one?
biggest complaint.
Man-on-man defense.
Yes. So, and Gully has hinted around a few changes. And so I want to show you, Ryan and I tried to do as good as we could. And I just want to show you one example. There's probably about 5 or 6 clips here. But the difference is, okay, so on the bottom of the screen, hopefully you guys are watching this. Otherwise, that won't make any sense
That's
at
right.
all.
If you're listening to the pod on this one, this part might be
exactly
lost on you.
As you can see on the right-hand side over here, I believe this is Taylor, the defenseman, along with one of the Minnesota Wild players. Okay. Now, so if in a normal system that they play,
the previous Pete DeBoer system,
you would see Taylor stay right with that guy, right?
Yes.
He's going there. Well, look at where he just happens to be headed. He's headed back to the net. There they are right there.
Okay.
And
circle.
now Taylor is going to leave, and he's going to go to the front of the net. He is not going to stay with the guy to the other end of the rink. Well, then now all of a sudden he's on his way back, and over on the far side to Jake's left is Ilya Lyubushkin. Well, now you can see Lyubushkin. Well, you can kind of see him here. I think
He's
Ryan's got
there,
it shaded.
Yep. Oh, look at that, Ryan.
So you see that now, right? You see those two down there. Now these two guys, they move up into the corner. Lyubushkin's right on his back. And now when the puck starts to move, Lyubushkin's going to stay with him, and he's ultimately going to go out above the top of the circle, maybe up to the blue line. Well, no. Right here is where old system, I'm staying with this guy no matter where he goes. And then what they try to do is they try to run a pick. And you can see the player standing in front of him. But there, the guy that's shaded is the guy he was initially. But what direction is Lyubushkin going?
Back toward the goal.
He's going back to the front of the net where both defensemen are supposed to be. And then there are no problems. Now, all of a sudden, the next shot, look at where both defensemen are. They're starting in front of their net, and we're out of the zone. And there is no scrambling going on. So that is part of what Gully is trying to do, is to get these guys out of where you play in the position you were born to play and what you tried to play, and you're not following people all around the ice. How many shots do they have tonight?
They finished with 21.
Okay.
Minnesota.
And so they were very low-quality shots because of playing. Now, it's going to get tougher, obviously, because there's going to be real NHL, longtime NHL players playing and better caliber players. But you can see this is one of the adjustments. There was one other adjustment that I thought I saw tonight, and it was on the power play and on the power play breakouts. So their whole double man swing that we see all the time, and they kind of use it every single time. Well, this is one of the times, and there wasn't a lot of time left in the clock. They had to get the puck back up the ice. What they do is they go into a double man swing. So they changed it a little bit, where they're not just using the drop pass and the same two guys are coming up here. And that's all just to give, the guys that are killing a different look.
Yep.
And because otherwise we know that it was always the two-man, that you have to drop pass and two guys are coming up through the middle of the ice. They try to tick-tock through zone, and then you can take it over from there.
It either worked or it didn't, and it didn't work enough times to make everybody grumble about their zone entries. And as you would say, Luds, banging your head against the wall, doing the exact same thing and not getting any different results.
I think that's the definition of insanity.
That's what people like to talk about, and it was very insanely frustrating for people watching. Now,
especially when you've got 5 high-quality players on the ice, and they keep chasing back, but they're chasing back once or twice per 2 minutes. And you're basically taking 40 seconds off the clock.
And
that
they
you can
still
spend in the
had a good
offensive
power
zone.
play last
Oh,
year.
yeah, they do. Yeah.
Especially on playoff time when you play the same team and they see you over and over night after night, you have to have some wrinkles. Otherwise, it becomes too stale.
Yeah,
and very predictable.
You can't be predictable from night to night. I mean, you have to be able to, as much as it's difficult. There's too much tape out there. There's video everywhere.
Well,
but you would like to have options.
Cujo writes in, Luds, the breakouts are better and the snap swing passing.
Yeah. It's so, again, they're going to, I'm telling you, they're going to continue to use their drop. There's no question. But they're going to have another one that they can use and throw in there. And maybe the second group that comes out will try it something different. But anyway, they're going to have a couple different looks, I believe.
Let's take a super chat from our boss because he got in on that. So, Ryan, go ahead and pop up our first super chat of the night. There he goes.
Bing bang.
There it is. I know everybody's favorite. GM Ben with a Casey DeSmith and 99 Cup here. Can we go to OT every preseason game? Fingers crossed emoji. And then he writes a little bit later, the O in Owen stands for overtime preseason hockey. He is just trolling us, Luds, because he knows that we are both sitting here going, come on, let's go. These are
And what he doesn't understand is these are overtime games in preseason, and I did take days off this past weekend to have days off with our team, but I still worked the days
then
off.
you ended up working them.
But I ended up working them because I didn't because
It sounds like you have to go into his office and figure these things out.
There's got to be a give him back or something like that.
You want to take back that PTO time, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I worked
Yeah, you did work.
under really dire circumstances.
On Friday, on our show on Friday, that was when you landed in Pittsburgh. You sounded like you had caught the plague.
Yeah.
That didn't go over real well, but you actually survived. After about the first segment, I thought you were going to collapse or pass out or something, but you got better. I don't know how you did that. And then on Monday's show, you were still waiting for your flight. We heard a few airport announcements during that one.
Well, our flight got canceled.
But you weren't coughing as much.
Our flight in the middle of the game, at the first period, in the first game, we were
on
playing
Monday.
Yeah, that was Monday, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
we got all screwed up. We played on Monday. Got canceled while we're on the ice, and then they rescheduled it for the next day, and then all the players got scattered, and ultimately, I don't know. I went from Pittsburgh to LaGuardia back to here, and then you know what I did the next day?
What's that?
Came here.
Because you worked.
Yeah.
Like today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got the show in on Monday from the airport.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, so you
Again.
should get your PTO back.
I think so.
Yeah. Or get some bonus PTO, or maybe you get 1.5 for that.
Why? I worked both shows.
No, you should get like 1.5 for
So
that.
I mean, I get 3.
That's right.
Okay, well,
I mean,
that makes more sense.
I would suggest that you went above and beyond.
Yeah.
But we'll see if the boss actually wants to let you.
All right. Well, maybe if he spends $1.99.
He did. I mean, he really
Couple
emptied
bucks.
his pockets.
Couple
It is a school night, so I know we have a lot of you guys watching, but we don't have a ton of super chats tonight, which is a little light. Now, look, we got into the flow of things, Luds, during the regular season where our super chats were just coming fast and furious. Ryan would have to play like 30 of them in a 5 or 10 minute span, but we don't have as much of those tonight, and that's okay. But you want to ask this guy a question, you want to talk about something you saw on the show, that's the best way to do it. So we see it, we get to it.
I actually got Luds a gift.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to get it.
Okay.
What are we getting?
Well, Ryan is...
Wait, what are we doing now?
This one actually don't. So you know how the two of you colluded to remind me I got that goals thing wrong earlier? Ryan our producer just left his controls panel there. I have no idea what he's doing. Sincerely, this is not something we colluded on. But he said he has a gift for you, and he's coming with something with his hands. And
Oh, it's another one.
it's a moose
This
hat.
is mine. Wait, where did you find this?
Amazon.
Oh, I got 4 of these at home. Really? Yeah, I bought them all
Now
for
you have-
everybody.
now
I
you
bought
have
the
a new
same
one.
one. Yeah, I bought the same one. Yeah.
Well, who did score a goal tonight, Luds? The moose. Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Right out of Rocky and Bullwinkle. I love it. The moose. Do you have the now you just have to get Ryan to hit the moose graphic to pop up. Like there he is, right there. I love it. We got one from Kiki Mojo. So fire that one up. Boy, we sound like we're desperate tonight. We got lots more to talk about, but we're waiting for one. There it goes.
Bing bang.
So this is a Haskin and 99 Cup here. Kiki Mojo says, so good to have the live post-game shows back. Yes, thank you for that. Cujo wants to know why we don't sell the moose hats on DLLS.
Because they sell them on Amazon.
That's probably why it's already there. Well, I mean, Luds' Moose Mode shirt that he got was on Amazon.
I got that. Yeah,
That was not a DLLS purchase.
No, I'm going to take a marker and just put DLS above it, though. I think, and then it'll be legal.
Do you
to
get
wear.
commission for that?
Well, no.
If they start selling them?
No, yeah.
I love it. All right.
I put in for days off and still got to work. How would I get commission?
A bunch more stuff we have to get to, so let's knock out our final break, and then we will come back and take any more super chats you have. We will do our man of the match, which we don't always do because we don't have time, because usually we have to hear from John to Sam, but Sam is not here tonight. And we'll get you ready for tomorrow's show and another game on Thursday with the Minnesota Wild. And I don't know why
Another
I keep spinning
overtime
my
game.
hands. Yeah, don't say that now. Here on the DLS Stars postgame show. Okay, so this is the DLS diehard time. So we talked about merchandise earlier. Signing up to be a diehard is very easy. You can scan the QR code in the bottom corner by Luds. You can also just go to the website, alldlls.com, and you can sign up to be a diehard today if you haven't already. In addition to that, you can also get a free t-shirt for signing up for the first time for your first year of your annual subscription. We were talking about all those shirts that are available, but it also gives you the access to all the writing. So Sam, Sean, writing their articles for our website, as well as coverage for the Cowboys. Yes, I know they're a little frustrating right now. The Mavericks.
Why? What happened?
Well, they lost another game, Luds.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So did the Packers.
Yeah,
though.
they did. Oh, we found the laugh, the Stewie laugh. I love it. And, of course, the Rangers, although I think the Rangers aren't winning a lot of games at the moment either. So that's,
Are they not?
Yeah, it looks
I think
like
he's doing it just because he likes to laugh.
I
now.
think so too. I think Ryan's finding more and more drops. I'm here for it. And yeah, there's one that I need you guys to do, but we'll get to that later. So sign up to be a diehard. And if you do, not only you get a discount on merch, you also get access to the diehard Discord, which is diehard only Discord. And you know what else? Ball Knower Bonus. So Ball Knower Bonus is a fun game you can play. You go to alldls.com. I'll do it with you right now. Click on merchandise. You see that the DLS Wi-Fi is quick enough to do this. Then there's a Ball Knower Bonus tab at the top of the screen. You then buy merch, $25 or more, and you select one of the current promotions. So let's say, oh, Luds, look at this. Dallas versus Green Bay this week. So you could pick.
Wait, is that Sunday or is that a Thursday? What is that? Sunday?
I think it's is it the Monday night game or the Sunday
night game.
Sunday night game.
Let me guess.
Will-
We have a preseason game we got to do that night or something?
No, not on Sunday.
Okay.
Will Dallas sack the Green Bay quarterback? Question mark. Pick correctly, spend at least $25, and you could win a bonus gift card worth 100% of your original order value. That's one of them. There's also some others you can pick as well. But can Dallas get to Jordan Love? Find out. That's the Ball Knower Bonus. We have another super chat from T Farmer, so let's throw that one out there before we get to some of the other stuff.
Bing bang.
T Farmer with a Casey D. Smith and a 99 cup year. Me and Jordan both wore our Moose jerseys in section 317. I would say, Luds, if you're looking for a new Stars jersey, or jersey even, Mikko Rantanen would be a great choice because he's going to be here a while.
Yeah, and he's going to be doing big things here.
Big things.
Yeah.
It's funny. I had to do kids' orthodontic appointment this morning, so I couldn't go to morning skate. But Robert was there, Sam was there, and they were telling me that they were having a conversation about soccer of all things, Mikko Rantanen. But that's not the point of the story. The point is Robert comes away and goes, "Man, I really like Mikko." He goes, "He's personable. He's genuinely willing to chat with you. He's not just beaten down by being a superstar that gets media slogged over him all the time. He seems to understand the drill of it." And that's a big deal because guys that do that all the time, sometimes you go, "Oh, I don't know if I want to do this," or you kind of do it begrudgingly. I mean, there's definitely times where you've seen Connor McDavid look like he's not real thrilled to be in front of that throng, although he does keep doing it and understand it. But I think Mikko really has the temperament to be that kind of guy with all that attention.
Wouldn't you think that it may be a little bit easier here than in Colorado?
I would think so.
I think Colorado's a little bit more dialed in all hockey.
A little bit. They don't. I mean,
more
obviously
so.
the Broncos are big there. They don't have the Cowboys.
But I'm talking about that time of the year. I mean, it's all hockey.
You would think so.
Yeah. And I think that those guys are probably similar to Montreal, New York, places like that, where here it maybe isn't quite as bad, at least during football season. When football season's over, then,
Yes. Then it's,
they kind of,
Well, and right now,
the Cowboys are done. Oh, then we can go over here now.
Yeah,
We'll go over
exactly.
that other team.
well, you can still
Yeah.
gripe about the Cowboys, but still pay attention to that quote unquote other team. Oh, look, we got another one, Ryan, and this one is all about
Bing
our
bong.
producer. Christina writes in, and it is a Heiskanen 99 cup here. Christina writes, "Can I just say I love producer Ryan? Please stay." How about that, Ryan?
Hey now.
Well, okay. I'm guessing we know each other. Do we, Ryan? Huh?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
How about this? Multiple.
Why is she expecting you to leave too? That's just what happens to us all.
I think so.
Yeah.
Multiple people in the chat right now are suggesting that we should call our producer Private Ryan.
That's a good one.
What do you think about that? Do you like it?
I saw that movie. Shaving
Great
Ryan's
movie.
Privates.
Well, it depends on which one you're talking about. Talking about the Spielberg one or that one? See, you're not the only one that makes inappropriate adult movie jokes on the show.
I don't know what we're talking about right now.
Well, we'll
Are
try
there
to.
two Private Ryans?
No, there's really one, but there might be.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, we like Ryan as well. Make sure you click on that link. That'll give you all the spam. All right. By the way, I found this out the other day. You know, you're a on the fence Packers Cowboys fan, depending on what location you feel like trolling at that moment. Our producer is a big time Cleveland Browns fan.
Why?
Yes. Well,
And they won.
yes, we beat the Packers.
Oh,
That-
we didn't
they-
even
they-
know we had a head-to-head matchup this past weekend.
I did. Yeah, I was watching the game.
Yeah, but did you know that he was a
No,
Browns
I
fan?
didn't.
That's what
No.
I'm saying. We didn't
No,
know.
I don't. He's the first one I ever bet that's a Cleveland Browns fan.
Really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know.
Second
anything.
one I know because Tom Holy was a big,
Oh, is that right?
huge Cleveland Browns fan. He was the former Stars head of PR, now assistant GM with the San Jose Sharks.
Gotcha.
In case you were curious.
Super chat.
And we got another super chat, Luds. Actually, we got a couple of them. They're starting to roll in. We called for them last segment, and people just need to get a little warmed up here, Luds. I Love Misty, 1985, with a Robertson and a Ludwig. Of course it is. What an exciting win, even if it's only
It could be
preseason.
Dumba.
That joke never gets old. What an exciting win, even if it's only preseason. Anyways, once this post-game show is done, I'm going to go play Tokimeki Memorial, my dating sim on the Super CD-ROM 2, pronounced CD-ROM. Oh, I get it, because it's to the second power. Peripheral for the PC engine. I Love Misty trying to use as many words as possible to confuse Luds and go, I have no idea what he just said.
You didn't have to go that deep to confuse me.
By the way, Kiki Mojo, this is not a super chat, just wrote in, do we have a drinking game set up for whenever Owen brings up soccer? You would like that one.
That's a good idea.
And we have another one too. Let's hit that big bong. T.O. with a Oscar Beck or a Brendan Morrow, maybe, if you prefer.
Yeah.
And a year after the cup. Luds and Owen, seriously, thank you guys for doing these post-game shows. What did you think of Nils tonight? According to NHL Game Score, Impact Scorecard, it's a lot of words, he had the third most impact behind Robo and Harley. Third most?
I'm telling you, he had a good game. I thought
I'm
he
not
was
arguing that,
clean,
but third?
moved up the ice. I don't know how they rate, how these things work, but the other night there were a few mistakes, and I don't know if he was nervous or what, but he looked nervous.
He hadn't played a game since January.
I mean, he looked nervous. I just thought he looked really good from the start of the game. He looked confident. I just felt he was a confident kid tonight. I would think that is a conversation that Jim is having with whoever he sits with up there, that he's very happy about the way that Nils played, because he's been behind him, He wants him to do well.
And I saw Ardell make a comment in the pregame show about this, talking about this is sort of there's no more BSing Nils. Is this a put up or shut up year for him, do you think?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's back. I mean, I am not they wanted him back, that he came back.
Last year even because of that. Yeah.
So I mean, but
it's a new head coach.
I give him a ton of credit though, because I think he wants to prove that when you brought me here the first time, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And things didn't work out because of whatever, the coach not liking me or, and then getting hurt. And so I want to prove it to you that you offered me a contract and you offered me a contract. And I want to prove to you that I'm going to be one of these, guys in the top 6.
Boy, Private Ryan seems to be catching on in the chat. I don't know if he's going to, I feel like Ryan maybe deserves a promotion from Private. Maybe he should be like Corporal Ryan or Sergeant Ryan or maybe Major Ryan, or are we sticking with Private?
Corporal Klinger is all there is.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't take Corporal away.
Okay, fair
from
enough.
Klinger.
Let's talk about man of the match.
Sick reference though, bro.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Dude, your references are out of control. Everyone knows that.
That's one of John's. Remember that?
No.
Of course you do. You make some reference from
I've
TV show
deleted
from
my John memory bank.
No, you haven't.
He's gone.
There's no way
No,
you
he's
have. I don't
gone.
believe
He
that
bailed.
for a second.
He's done.
If he
He's
popped
out.
back in for the Boston Bruins other 31, you would go
No.
at him immediately.
No. Is he going to be our guest for the 31?
We could do that. Wouldn't
No,
it be funny?
I don't want him on.
Did you, by the way, just on a side note, did you see the picture of the Bruins? They changed back to the old jerseys. Did you see one of those tonight? Oh, it looked good.
Look good.
It looked like Boston Garden all over again. They're on the road. They're wearing the all white.
In the old garden?
The old TD, the old Boston Garden, not the TD
Some
Garden.
of us don't have fond memories of that place.
That's fair, but I actually saw a game there, and it was really, really cool before they tore it down.
Was part of me still stuck in the board somewhere over there?
Those corners weren't very big, were they, Luds?
No. Square.
Which is interesting because you like to stay around the net, yet you still got in those corners.
Yeah, but it's just you just get run all the time.
It was a bandbox, wasn't it?
No, man.
Was that smaller
They're
than
in Chicago.
old Chicago Stadium? Or were they about...
I think they had the same designer. What they did is they built their teams around their buildings.
Yeah.
And so they selected players that played that way.
I remember watching
the worst thing about
Neely.
Chicago is worse than Boston only because of the steps.
Really?
Oh.
To get there?
To get up.
You had to go up the steps?
It'd be like walking
they
two
were
flights.
That steep, right?
Remember when I got locked in the
I do actually.
The hallway, or what's it called up here?
No, the stairwell, yeah.
When I got locked in there, it'd be like two of those.
Ah.
Yeah, you had to walk up those steps and down those steps all the time.
Kiki Mojo said maybe we should call you Public Ryan. I'm not sure if he's bucking for Private First Class Ryan. Ooh, how about that? There you go, a little.
Well, I would say Pubic Ryan, but he's got no.
He stole my joke.
He was ready. He was ready to make the joke again, right? Yeah. Here we go again. All right, man of the match for you, Luds. Who did you think was the best player in the game tonight? Obviously, very complimentary of Nils Lundqvist, but was he your man of the match?
No, I think you got to give it to Tyler. I mean, I think
had an assist and a goal.
He's worthy of. I thought Rantanen was very good too, but I think Tyler was all around it.
Robo had a goal and an assist. He assisted the Rantanen goal. Rantanen had that beautiful shot, but it's got to be Tyler.
Yeah.
9 scoring chances.
Yep.
He could have had 5, easy, 6.
And what I loved about Tyler is when he scored the overtime goal, he just skated off. Done. Because it means nothing.
Because it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It'd be a different reaction, if it were game 1 even. But he's like, oh, damn. He'd
I
rather,
wasted one, right?
rather have that goal in game 1 than tonight.
Well, maybe it
or
won't
game
be
5, whatever.
The 3 stars by Leah Simakopoulos from the Dallas Morning News, who's been on our show a couple times.
Let's see. It's going to be Seguin 1,
Yep.
Rantanen 2.
Nope.
Really? Robo?
Robo 2.
Okay.
And no Rantanen.
Oh, okay.
Ben Gleason, who scored the tying goal, the second goal.
Well,
for
at least
Minnesota.
she's not a homer.
Generally, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that if it's a 1-goal game, that there should be somebody from both teams in the 3 stars. Yeah. But sometimes, like tonight, like Gleason was pretty good, but he wasn't as good as Mikko Rantanen was. But,
no.
It happens. So our schedule for the next couple of days are as follows, and we wanted to give you a couple of heads up here. Tomorrow we will do.
Do you know what tomorrow is? Speaking of tomorrow,
tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow evening is a big night.
What is tomorrow evening?
Razor having his own party for being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Did you get on that invite list?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So tomorrow is Razor night.
So there's a big soiree.
I think every night ends up being Razor night if Razor's around, but I don't know where the hell it is. I don't know what's going on, but I just know it's tomorrow.
You're going to take the moose hat to the party?
You know what? That's a good idea.
It's not bad.
That's probably a good idea.
I mean, you would be a one of one.
It's called business casual, which I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know if that means you just wear jeans and a jacket and that's good.
Well, if you have a jacket, maybe you get away with it. If you had like a blazer over jeans, but I think usually it's like this, like button-up shirt, pants. You don't have to wear a tie.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you're not supposed to wear a jacket.
You can wear a jacket if you wear a suit and tie. I don't think you need to. But if you go blazer and jeans, I think you can pull that off, especially with the moose hat. That would be really something. We will have tomorrow on one of our final other 31s. We're down to 3 to go. We have Vegas, Boston. That's why we're talking about John, and Colorado, which we're going to do last. But we're having Danny Webster.
What was the pattern of it? Was there a pattern?
Not really.
Okay.
We started with whoever we could get, and then it was sort of meandering through. And
kind of like our whole show.
Well, I was thinking about going by divisions, but that was sort of putting us in a corner. So we'd reach out to 4 or 5 people and start filling them in, but then some of them couldn't do it until the week afterwards or so. It's just sort of organically started to fill up as we went along. So some of them were quicker than others.
I kind of thought you'd kind of do who we played in the first round, who we played in the second round, who we played in the third round. That's how we did. We'd end with Edmonton.
Yeah, the problem
Colorado,
was that when I reached out to Mark Spector and to Kevin Carius, we got them a little earlier. So it's just how it went. But anyway, Vegas Golden Knights, Danny Webster who's the beat writer for the Las Vegas Review-Journal will be here tomorrow. So Luds, he likes to talk about Vegas. There's a lot of stuff on that Golden Knights team that catches your eye, just like with Florida. So that'll be fun. And then we have an in-studio night. Should be the three of us on Thursday. Sam, you, and me. Oh, by the way, Sean, I believe, is going to be on the show tomorrow. And he might be doing the game on Thursday. Yeah. I know it feels
Are we doing just one dude tomorrow? Or
just
two?
one dude. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
that's nice.
So
get it over with.
We'll do that. We'll talk more about training camp. We'll get ready for Stars at Minnesota on Thursday. Tomorrow's show, 2 o'clock Central Time. Luds, any final thoughts from the Antlers?
No, I'm done.
All right.
I'd
well,
like to use a couple C words.
There. See, I knew he still had something left to say. Big thank you to Private First Class Ryan, along with Craig Ludwig, and everybody that was in the chat tonight. All you super chatters.
Don't worry, it's going to get better, folks.
It will get more fun. Stars win 3-2 in overtime. We will see you tomorrow afternoon here on DLLS.
I might take a PTO day tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.